Morning guys, hope you had a good weekend. Some interesting news on the goalkeeper situation at the club this Monday morning. There's been a lot of talk about Wojciech Szczesny. 1 year remaining on his Arsenal contract. He spent the last 2 seasons on loan with Roma. And there's been speculation in recent weeks that he might be going to Juventus for around £14 million. That rumour will have more fuel added to it by none other than Gianluigi Buffon, the legendary Juventus goalkeeper, who Szczesny is reportedly intended as the long-term successor to. Buffon has confirmed that Juve want to bring Szczesny in. Look, it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to happen, but it's clear that there is some fire behind all this smoke. And for Arsenal fans, I don't know, a lot of fans I know want to see Szczesny come back. I mean, he's had 2 good years in Rome, particularly this year. The fact that Juve want to take him is a credit to him and shows how well he's done. If he's good enough to succeed Buffon, you'd think he's good enough to succeed Cech. But there's about 5 years age gap between Cech and Buffon, and maybe Arsene Wenger's thinking Cech's going to be my number 1 next season. It does leave an interesting situation with the goalkeepers. David Ospina said to be on the verge of a move to Turkey. There's talk of a medical anytime in the next few days. So you would think that keeping Szczesny could become a priority again, were it not for the fact that this weekend I heard on very good authority that Arsenal are currently planning to make Emi Martinez the direct understudy for Petr Cech next season. He's going to be the number 2 goalkeeper. That will probably come as a little bit as a surprise, but I think in Arsene Wenger's mind, he's looking at Martinez. He's turned 25 in September. He's had 4 loans already. He was offered the chance to go on loan. Lots of championship clubs and clubs abroad were interested in him in January. Arsene chose to keep him at the club then. He's someone he's got enormous faith in. He acquitted himself well when we did see him last season in the domestic cups and a couple of Premier League games too. He was probably the only Arsenal player to emerge from that horrendous defeat against Crystal Palace with any kind of credit. Wenger clearly believes in Emi Martinez. He brought him here at 16. At 18, he was called up to the international full senior Argentina squad to train with them. So even on that front, he's always been thought of as a big prospect. He's filled out now. He's grown into his body. When you look at him, he looks like a Premier League goalkeeper, arguably more so than, say, an Ospina. He has the frame. He's got the size. He's got the presence. And I found this quote particularly interesting. This is something Arsene Wenger said about him last season. He said of Martinez, he has that kind of mental confidence and quietness that security he gives out when he's in goal that makes you think it's normal that I'm in goal, it's normal that I'm here. I'm not intermittent, I'm here to stay. And you feel that. He gives a kind of security out that's very positive. And I think it's those attributes that maybe separate and distinguish Martinez from Szczesny in Arsene's mind. Whatever you may think of Szczesny, he doesn't necessarily emanate the same kind of calm. That's not his personality type. And Martinez, in terms of frame, but seemingly in terms of personality too, is perhaps a closer comparison with Cech. If Cech can be a good mentor to him, then maybe he can succeed him in the next couple of years. For me, if it was up to me, I would bring Szczesny back, and I'd like Martinez to go out on loan. The difficulty is, where do you send him? He needs to be playing top-flight football. Is a Premier League club going to take a risk on him as their first-choice goalkeeper for next season when the stakes are so high? Probably not. He'd probably have to go abroad. How useful is that to his development? Not sure. But it seems that has been the decision internally at Arsenal. They're a big fan of Martinez and they want to keep him on. And he'll get plenty of games, I should imagine. Domestic cups. Will he succeed Ospina as the Champions League goalkeeper? Maybe not. Maybe that will solve, well, I can't believe I've done that. There is no Champions League. Europa League, he'll play those games. You'd think, God, I'm going to have to get used to that. Right, guys, so that's the news for today. What do you think? Emi Martinez at Arsenal's number 2 next season. Happy about it or not? Let us know in the comments below. And do subscribe. Carrying on with these. And if I get any more news of this nature, you'll be the first to know. Cheers.